Small business, big dreams. Magina seems inordinately eager to speak with you. Solania Sunglaze, welcome, welcome. I am Magina, assistant shopkeeper, an apprentice seamstress here at Taru's boutique. I doubt you remember my face. I am merely one of many who owe you our lives. But you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Eblan Rhine. You are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist in Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Not yet, but she soon shall be. Ah, here is the little she-devil. Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you need it, eh? Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds near and far, and in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We shan't rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Shalayan is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm, no. Much like yourself, we must look towards new horizons. The science proved that cooperation on star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Hydaelyn. All for greater good, of course. Yes, indeed, I'll believe that when I see it. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. She doesn't seem too keen on that. It's more like the filling up the coffers with gil part. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Gallian army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Elben Rime. I have no doubt that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you? I haven't paid you a gil so far, though. Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. Finally a dialogue option. If you'll cover my Aetheryte expenses. Well, I see that my mind is made up. But of course, with your assistance we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Solania first? Don't you worry, I have it all planned out. First, Lim Salominsa. Sicard has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he is sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gridania. The Seed Seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shrouds, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, a Roan Senna. His insular station has likely given him little opportunity for dealings outside of Gridania in the past, so you'll want to leverage that Sabardian contingent camaraderie to assure him of the value of our venture. As for Ulda, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He's always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality accoutrements. With that out of the way, Magina, would you do the honors? Oh, so somebody else is acting as mule? Oh, no, doesn't look like it. Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astalicia, I'm certain someone will point you in Sicard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it. Off I go then. +1. I recognize ye. What do you want? Sicard, where is he? Long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. Well, that depends. Could be about another apocalypse that I'm about to cause, if you dare to reject the samples. Well, bugger me. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Can I interest you in some fine garb today? Here, your sale pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. May as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the whole world. That being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilsabad made me see how small my world was compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn hole of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we've got going with the kobolds, it seems like the right time for executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is all to say that if you've got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Made by Tataru herself. Masterworks from Tataru Boutique, guaranteed by the Warriors of Light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear 'em. Folk be lining up at the docks for these. Literally, seeing as old Charlayans only accessible by sea. Now, if we got ourselves the exclusive shipping contract. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now we just need Emanilian on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. And he still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble, so I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail on this new tides of hers. May the winds of change guide us aright. Solania, it's me. How goes our little venture thus far? Success, at least the first guy. Oh, Sikat's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contacts while you work on Arun. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Moyen can sniff him out. Why, if it isn't Solania. Struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Actually, services. Oh yes, word of our seatseer's comings and goings never failed to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Ilsabad, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe settlements and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I suggest waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Aha, let's spring a trap. Ah, yes it is. Curious. Oh, you know, just trying to get the kids to get some of my wares. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Solania, and with such an enormous sack? Change of trade, you see. Would you like some? I admit, you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm one of the mind to do something similar myself, though I could not blame you should you doubt my understanding of such endeavors. Absent a special dispatch like that which the eldest Seatseer ordered for Ilsabad, it is vanishingly rare for one of my station to leave the Shroud. You are doubtless aware that historically, Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelveswood and our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. Yet, as much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star Entire? Our ventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of the world united. This attire you carry demonstrate much the same truth. My character is just stunned. Ah, you can be philosophical after all. Ah, but perhaps you assumed you would not talk to me around to the idea? If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If this any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men. Though our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for Zayla, and may as well be one for all the difference my status as Seatseer makes to those who want for succor. Yet, It was the self-same insignificance that allowed me for the first time in my life to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. Become peddler of goods. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seedseer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Uldar once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court? I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. Roger, Roger, Captain. I see. Marshal Tarupin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Selanya awaits his convenience. This place is surprisingly pretty. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this morning. Got some goods. Tapestry, I'm guessing, some clothes. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsabad, however, to truly see Tizona for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier of the immortal flames not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may be just the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending alone an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at Colosseum? Knock yourself out, mate. My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As child of Ulda, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to give that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, might rather have it than not. I have spoken with Tataru at some length about our pasts, you understand? In many ways, we are quite similar. As you might recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young, a consequence of her father's business failing. They were forced to put all their wealth towards paying off his debts, and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewellery of the same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prices. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. You might appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? Do it? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. True enough, though if it's to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmith Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Heck yeah! Then I will have the sapphire removed from this setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fortune fair. You've returned, with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarupin arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? You could say that. Her mother's necklace? Why, that's a wonderful idea. Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. Whoop. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? Just restore it to the original. If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Ah, apologies, I could not help but overhear. That's quite alright, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. With such gifts, you could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. That's perfect. If our plan for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the seas. What do you think, Selania? Well, well, were you waiting for little old me? Mistress Tataru, we were, just discussing the successful delivery of the samples, yes? Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin? All good and sound. I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warrior can always learn a thing or two. And Sikert and Arun have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine the personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Alright. Hey, my etherite expenses were covered after all.